Black Diamond Broadcasting, Mike Grisdale, chance to catch up with Adam Nightingale, head coach of Michigan State hockey, taking some time out to talk about his travels, his career, and the current season for the Spartans. And Adam, you got a lot of things going good for Michigan State right now. Number one in the country, coming off that big weekend at Wrigley Field, and just glad to get you on the radio back in your hometown.
Mike, appreciate you having me, and it's been a fun year. And before we get going, congrats to you on I know you're from broadcasting the football games. Some great memories of my brothers and my parents going watching games, and if we weren't able to make it, listening on the radio. So definitely was an inspiration for us. I know we ended up playing hockey, but we always looked up to Cheboygan Chief football, and you're a big part of it.
Appreciate that, and you've done your hometown proud. You even gave a big shout-out in the post-game interview the other night. That's catching some traction. You said that weather in Wrigley Field was what you remembered growing up back in the Rivertown.
Yeah. Everyone was kind of surprised that actually it wasn't that cold. I didn't feel like the bench areas were heated. So, our staff didn't end up wearing a hat. I think some people were worried about us. Even some of the staff members' moms were texting them to make sure they put their hat on in between periods. But we were fine. And again, I'm super proud to have grown up in Cheboygan, and any chance I got, I think that's really important to remember where you came from.
Well, before we talk about your current team and how things are going, just a quick review. I mean, you grew up in Cheboygan, and then you had hockey as part of your life, and also your family, your brother's also very involved in hockey. Can you give us a little overview of how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, growing up in Cheboygan, right, it was, originally we, just had an outdoor rink, and Ralph Cantile and a group of people put a ton of time in to build that rink, and that really changed the trajectory of our dream. We wanted to play college hockey, and our parents supported us, and moved away from home my junior year to Marquette. My brothers had moved to the Sioux, and then ended up playing at Michigan State. Played afterwards, and professionally at the minor league level for a couple years, and was married, and my wife was pregnant, and so I got out of hockey for a year. I was a superintendent for a construction company, and but I missed hockey, so I ended up getting into coaching. I started at a boarding school in Minnesota. I taught economics. I coached lacrosse, coached hockey, ran summer hockey camps, did a whole bunch of different things, and did that for a couple of years. And then I ended up back at Michigan State. Rick Conley hired me back, and was here for 4 years. I ended up going back to Shattuck for 2 years, and got a call from Dan Bilesma in Buffalo in the NHL, and opportunity to work there. So we went there, and only there a year, and ended up with the Red Wings for 3 years. And then I got a chance to coach the U.S. national team for 2 years, which was an awesome experience. And then this opportunity popped up, and both my brothers, Jason's in Buffalo working for the Sabres as one of their amateur scouts, does a heck of a job. And Jared's got the coaching bug, and he just took his first head coaching job down in South Carolina with the Stingrays, who are affiliated with the Washington Capitals.
We're talking with Adam Nightingale. He is coach of the Michigan State Spartans' number one ranked hockey team. You guys had quite a run last year, came up just short. This year you've got it going again. What's been the big key for the Spartans' success here the last couple of years?
I think just, anytime we got a chance to take over, we're 2.5 years in. So, when you take over, you're trying to find good people, right? And it starts with the staff. And so, I think one of the things that was really important is don't just hire your buddies, do your homework and try to find, I think Michigan State's a place where you should have, the best coaches. And so, Mike Towns and Jared DeMichael came on. They were both, I didn't know them, but doing my homework, their names kept coming up. Is really good at recruiting and developing players. So, that piece was really critical. We brought a strength coach in from the national team, and then just recruiting low maintenance kids and kids that don't want promises, and families. That's kind of the environment that they grew up in. And so just chipping away at it. And I think, last year we took a big step winning the Big Ten regular season and the playoff, and we were 1 seed in the tournament. And with that, you start winning, and you get opens up more talented players that want to come play. And I think still staying disciplined that, hey, we want humble people, we want team people. And so our guys have really done a great job of playing team hockey. And I think that's really where our team's most dangerous, is we have depth, and we got a group of guys that have lost themselves in the team. And it's been fun, and we still got a lot of work to do, but we've been off to a good start this year.
Speaking of recruiting, the recent upgrade for your hockey facilities, not only at Munn, but all the other facilities where the team works out. That has really got to help when you're trying to bring in some talent.
Big time. Yeah, and you almost feel guilty walking into the rink now because the previous staff and even the coach before that, they spent a ton of time planning, fundraising, and we walked into this beautiful new facility. So it's about a $30 million renovation, and what I like about it is they did a great job designing it, where there's bells and whistles, but there's no fluff. It all has a purpose, and our guys have an area to shoot, and there's hot tubs, cold tubs, underwater treadmill for recovery, and a sauna and a steam room, and there's our weight room is unbelievable. And we as we bring recruits through, is obviously we're not going to lose a kid because of facilities, but we also make sure they know we don't want you to come here because we got a great rink, right? The rink's not going to make you better. You got to be willing to sweat, and you got to be willing to work, and so far that's helped us land some pretty good players.
And speaking of pretty good players, you've got a couple on your team right now that have already been drafted in the NHL, and the goalie, Trey Augustine, what is it, back-to-back world championships? That says something, doesn't it?
Big time, yeah. Fortunate to have Trey, and I go back to when I coached Trey with the national team, and when I got the job, he was originally headed to the school down the road, and he had a change of heart, and we ended up getting him. And I give him credit because when he committed to us, we hadn't played a game with our staff, so we were a program that had lost, the year before, whatever it was, 13 out of 14 games, and so for him to have that belief in what was going to happen here, and that was kind of the first domino to fall. So yeah, he's got a bright future. He's the all-time winningest goalie in U.S. history in the World Junior Tournament. But again, I think Trey's a kid. If you met him, you'd think he was from Cheboygan. He's a humble kid. He's a team. He doesn't want any attention. I hardly even know he's on the team. He's super low maintenance, and he's a huge part of our team.
We're talking with Adam Nightingale, who hails from Cheboygan, now head coach for Michigan State hockey. You seem to gotten a little comfortable there. I don't want to think that you're not working hard, but you've got some great relationships there at Michigan State. One of them is basketball coach Tom Izzo. He has been singing your praises ever since you arrived. You got to feel pretty good about that.
Coach has been awesome. I mean, he is Michigan State, and I think that you talk about a guy that hasn't forgot where he came from, and growing up in Iron Mountain and a Youper, and he's been awesome for me. I'm still a young coach and growing, and got a lot to learn. And he's not only supported our program financially, he was a big donor for our new facility, but time-wise, he comes to practices, he comes to games, he's texting me. He'll knock. Our offices are right across from each other, and we play usually Friday, Saturday, so Saturday morning I'll be doing video, and he'll be knocking on my window to come in and break down the game. But he's got an unbelievable pulse on what a team looks like, and his ability to. He can just watch our team, and the wisdom he has coaching has really helped me out, and not just me. I think every coach, he does an unbelievable job of really trying to support every coach here on campus.
All right, so we're about halfway through the regular season. You've got some goals, I'm sure, this season. How are things looking the next couple months for Spartan hockey?
Yeah, it's the back half of the season here. We had a good first half. We're getting ready to go on the road to Penn State, a tough building to play in. And for us, I think we want to try to win every game for sure that we play in. But the goal is just we want to make sure we get better, and then every team we play sees our best. So they're pretty simple goals, and so that starts in practice. And I think we just talked to our guys. It is a long season. It's the longest season in all of college athletics, and sometimes you can get bored with doing it the right way and working in your craft. But when you're talking about continuing to develop, I really think January, February, and March are huge months for development because most people get bored doing it the right way, and you can leapfrog teams development-wise. So that'll be our goal, is make sure every weekend we're better than we were the weekend before. And if we do that, I think we'll be happy with how the season ends.
Coach Nightingale, thanks for the time. We appreciate an opportunity to get you on the air back in your hometown, and wish you the best here for the Spartans the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Anytime. Really appreciate you having me.
Mike Grisdale, Black Diamond Broadcasting.